people in the business. And Petey Pablo, you remember Petey Pablo?
I know who that is.
Petey Pablo, talented writer, singer. Him and Young Buck wrote a song called Ho Is On. And in that song, back in about 2011 or 29 or something, because he called out all of the homosexuality taking place at those parties and those people, he was kicked out of the music business.
We are seeing Diddy's empire of abuse come to light by the federal authorities. The beatings, the $6,000 payouts to adult workers, and the deliberate ruin of lives are all examples of the evidence that we have seen. When Tory Lanez's father revealed that Jay-Z had planned his son's arrest, it completely upended the world's belief that they had captured the greatest hip-hop monster. As Terrence Howard says, if you expose the real power structure in this industry, they don't just cancel you, they destroy you. Jay-Z is pulling strings from jail. This is the horrifying reality that no one wants to acknowledge. We have been missing the puppet master, the one who controls the whole game from his billion-dollar throne, while we have been witnessing Diddy's freak-offs and baby oil scandals. Jay-Z is the reason Diddy exists, not merely worse than him. The public has been conditioned to see Diddy as the most influential figure in the industry, the guy with the connections, the parties, and the power. What if I told you, however, that he was just middle management? What if the true CEO of this illegal company has been disguising himself as a businessman while donning a suit and tie? Jay-Z is not only inferior to Diddy, but the reason Diddy even exists is because of Jay-Z. He is the mastermind behind the decades-long systematic obliteration of black talent, using their dashed hopes as the foundation for his billion-dollar business.
That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shay. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there, Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him. And she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him. Kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there and she asked him, isn't this my. How illuminating. There's been a lot of freaking off going on for a long time.
As all eyes are on Diddy's demise, Jaguar Wright just delivered a bombshell that alters the course of events. She is referring to the notorious Diddy parties, but they are not the ones you may believe you are familiar with. Pay close attention to this. Around 3 a.m, Jaguar recounts a night at Diddy's mansion. When the celebrations were coming to an end, a few remained, but the most were sent home. And who was present? Beyonce and Jay-Z at Diddy's mansion? Not their own. She recounts how Beyonce said, "Isn't this arousing?" to someone at the party. Take a minute to consider that the most powerful couple in the world is taking part in what Jaguar refers to as freaking off. Additionally, she claims that this has been ongoing for a while. This allegation isn't made at random. This insider from the business is making connections that the mainstream media won't address. Jay-Z and Beyonce were smack in the middle of it, while Diddy is the target of criticism.
I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room. R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile. Everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Point was, he knew all the time.
For 20 years, Jay-Z refused to speak out against R. Kelly, but his former partner, Dame Dash, won't stay silent.
Aaliyah is key to everything. Aaliyah and I were very serious. We talked about getting married, so I knew exactly what went on.
She'd just be like, no, that's a bad man.
R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
Like, Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that.
22-year-old rising star Aaliyah has been killed in a horrific plane crash.
It's a pain that you couldn't understand.
It changed you, turned you into a monster. When Dame was at his lowest, Jay committed the ultimate betrayal.
I had so much trust in my brother, but he did things that I thought he would never do. So what you think I felt all these years?
For 20 years, R. Kelly's power protected him.
At that time, we did not look hard enough.
Remember Aaliyah's album cover?
Age ain't nothing but a number. Sitting back there like Perv Master.
I mean, I wasn't there. I ain't have nothing to do with that.
They made a song together called Not Guilty. Anybody that knows what happened to my girl that with me should not be with home, period.
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having with an underage girl. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know I ain't have nothing to do with it.
However, it gets much worse. Jay-Z safeguarded them in addition to being aware of industry predators. Consider R. Kelly. The business as a whole was aware of R. Kelly's abuse of underage females. Everyone. But with whom did he continue to work? While children were being harmed, who continued to profit from his music? Jay-Z. The guy was profiting millions off a known predator, but he now portrays himself as a responsible businessman, a family man, and a role model. Insiders also claim that he wasn't only ignoring this situation. Rumor has it that he himself was relishing the twisted treats. Consider the following timeline. At the age of 15, Aaliyah was married to R. Kelly. The business was aware. Jay-Z was aware. However, Jay-Z saw an opportunity rather than speaking out or defending up-and-coming musicians. He made money, he perceived strength. We come to the realization that all of our preconceived notions about the music business were false at this point. The mastermind wasn't Diddy. He was the one who fell. Behind a meticulously constructed facade of respectability and accomplishment, the true puppet master has been lurking. Jay-Z helped create this system of abuse and exploitation. Therefore, he's not simply involved in it, he made it flawless. And while Diddy's business falls apart, Jay-Z's keeps expanding, shielded by wealth, quiet, and a media apparatus that avoids difficult issues. Whether Jay-Z was aware of these offenses is not the issue. The issue is, to what extent is he really involved? And why, for so long, has he been let to work in the background while others suffer the consequences?
By Liz Crokin standards, I'm brand new to the scene. But by the public masses standards, I was on the beat right away.
Who is Liz Crokin?
Liz Crokin deserves a ton of credit for this whole thing. And she's not the only one, but she's taken so many arrows. She is the Pizzagate journalist, and that's how she gets smeared. She was a Hollywood reporter, a total in the in crowd for a decade or whatever. I don't know how long. And she was at all the parties. She's reported on these people in person because she used to be in the crowd. And then I think it was Pizzagate that broke, and she started to investigate what's going on here. And then she got blacklisted. She got pushed out. She got slandered. They eventually tried to kill her dog. She's been smeared 10 ways till Sunday, legally attacked, monetarily attacked.
How did they try to kill her dog?
I believe poisoning. You'd have to go to her page and look it up, but she's been reporting on how corrupt these people are. She's been reporting on Jay-Z and his crimes for 8 years now. She's been deep in these trenches.
This is what blows my mind about all of it. Nothing is new about it.
No,
and when the Harvey Weinstein broke, nothing was new about it to everyone on the know. Yeah. And it was to say a badly kept secret, which is not a secret. Yeah. It was known. With Jay-Z, we're going to get into it. I don't know these things because I don't care for his music. Yeah. I don't know if that's a sacrilege. But everyone's everyone knew about it. It was the worst kept secret.
Yeah.
So Liz Crokin is she's in this, living it, and been talking about it for years while no one's listening.
This is when things start to become truly unsettling. The facts about Jay-Z are not new. Investigative writer Liz Crokin has been exposing Jay-Z's misdeeds for years. According to industry insider Ion Cornell, The worst part is that Jay-Z has been methodically stifling her attempts. Take a moment to consider it. Someone has been attempting to alert us about Jay-Z, but she has been quiet while we have all been preoccupied with other controversies. Silence